Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video like up. The quiet streets of Hope Valley may seem calm on the surface, but beneath that gentle exterior, the town is buzzing with changes, emotions, and the kind of personal stories that make this year feel like one of the most pivotal in Wynn calls the heart history. As the 2025 season pushes forward, the plot lines have begun weaving together in ways that promise heart-fluttering romance, deeply personal choices, and those unexpected turns that leave viewers holding their breath until the very last frame. One of the biggest shifts we're seeing is the renewed sense of community responsibility. Hope Valley has faced its share of hardships over the years: fires, storms, personal losses, but this season the writers seem intent on exploring what happens when the challenges are less about disaster and more about inner growth. For Elizabeth, the school has always been a place of stability, but this year, even her beloved classroom is undergoing a transformation. A government official has arrived in town to assess whether this small rural school is meeting new provincial standards. While the official insists it's a routine evaluation, whispers among the parents have stirred fears. What if their school is at risk of losing funding? Elizabeth finds herself navigating tense meetings, late-night lesson planning, and reassuring worried parents, all while keeping her own emotions in check. On the romantic front, Ethan and Elizabeth's journey is moving into a new, uncharted territory. The two have been careful, respectful, and cautious with their growing relationship. But this season, a new storyline is pushing them toward making bigger decisions. A surprise invitation has arrived on opportunity for Nathan to attend a law enforcement conference in another province. While it's a great chance for his career, the timing is awkward. Elizabeth doesn't want to hold him back, but deep down, she's wrestling with the idea of distance just as they've started building something steady. Nathan, meanwhile, is quietly asking himself if it's time to think about what a long-term commitment with Elizabeth really looks like. Their conversations are filled with warmth and hesitation, and fans can feel that this is building toward a decisive moment. Meanwhile, Lee and Rosemary are stepping into a challenge neither of them saw coming. Their newspaper is thriving, but success has attracted attention from outside investors who want to buy a controlling share. For a couple so rooted in Hope Valley, the idea of giving up even a little control feels like selling part of their soul. Rosemary, with her natural flair for dramatics, is quick to suspect ulterior motives, while Lee is trying to weigh the business benefits. But there's more to the offer than meets the eye. One of the investors has a long-buried connection to Hope Valley's past, and their sudden interest in the town raises eyebrows among the locals. Faith's storyline this season has been quietly powerful. Still serving as Hope Valley's trusted doctor, she's been juggling patient care with a personal dilemma: whether to accept a fellowship that would take her to the city for specialized training. The medical community sees it as a huge honor, but for Faith, it means leaving behind the people who've come to rely on her. A particularly emotional scene this week showed her sitting alone in the clinic after hours, looking over patient files and wondering if she's making the right choice, when a late-night knock on the door brings a young child in with a fever. Her instincts kick in, reminding her why she chose this life in the first place. Elsewhere, a fresh face has arrived in Hope Valley: Lucas's old friend from his adventurous younger days, a man named Adrian Calloway. Charismatic, confident, and carrying a small leather notebook that he refuses to let out of his sight. Adrian's arrival is stirring curiosity. While he claims he's in town to visit Lucas and take in some fresh mountain air, there are small hints that he's here for something more personal. Elizabeth, who knows what it's like to carry secrets, senses there's a story behind his warm smile. Lucas himself is trying to figure out whether Adrian's sudden visit is a blessing or a complication. And speaking of Lucas, his political career is taking on a complexity that few in town fully understand. After stepping away from his mayoral role, He's been working behind the scenes on a project to improve trade routes between Hope Valley and neighboring communities. While most of the town sees this as a noble effort, there are subtle tensions brewing with a neighboring settlements council. A misunderstanding over land rights has put Lucas in a difficult position, forcing him to balance diplomacy with protecting Hope Valley's interests. This isn't the charming saloon owner role viewers remember from earlier seasons. This is a man stepping into a different kind of leadership, one that tests his patience and ideals. The younger generation is also stepping into the spotlight. This season, little Jack is growing up fast, and for the first time the show is hinting at his own budding friendships and adventures. A new boy in town, the son of a railway worker, has quickly become his partner in mischief. While their antics are harmless for now, an upcoming storyline teases that the boys might accidentally uncover something hidden near the old railway station, a discovery that could tie back to Hope Valley's history in surprising ways. Another unexpected twist this year has been the exploration of Clara and Jesse's journey, even though they left town seasons ago. Letters arrive periodically from Clara, updating friends on their life. But this season, one of her letters hints that they might be thinking about returning. This news spreads quickly through the grapevine, and while some are thrilled, others are worried about old conflicts resurfacing. If they do come back, it could reopen chapters that certain townsfolk would rather keep closed. The heart of When calls. The heart has always been its themes of resilience, kindness, and community, and in 2025, those values are being tested in new ways. There's a sense that every character is standing at a crossroads and no one's path is entirely clear. Even Henry Gowan, who has spent years seeking redemption, is faced with a decision that could undo much of his progress. An opportunity to partner in a new business venture promises wealth. But the project's environmental impact raises ethical questions. Henry's struggle is deeply human. Does he choose financial security or stay true to the man he's fought to become? As the season unfolds, the cinematography has been breathtaking, with sweeping mountain shots and intimate, warmly lit interiors that remind viewers why Hope Valley feels like home. But there's a deliberate contrast at play. Moments of beauty are often paired with undercurrents of uncertainty. A sunny afternoon picnic might end with a difficult confession. A bustling community gathering might be interrupted by unexpected news. The writers are weaving in these tonal shifts to keep the emotional beats unpredictable. The mid-season mark is approaching, and longtime fans are already speculating about the season's central turning point. Will Nathan and Elizabeth finally define their future? Will Rosemary and Lee hold on to their newspaper or take a leap of faith with the investors? Will Faith choose the city or stay in the valley? And perhaps most intriguingly, what secret is Adrian Calloway keeping, and how will it ripple through the community? There's also a quiet but persistent rumor among townsfolk. Someone has been spotted on the outskirts of Hope Valley who looks an awful lot like a person from the early days of the show. Could a past character be returning, or is it simply a case of mistaken identity? In classic When Calls the Hard fashion, the truth will likely come out in the most surprising way possible. This season isn't relying on flashy drama or sudden calamities. It's leaning into personal stakes, emotional intimacy, and the slow burn of choices that shape lives. Every lingering glance, every hesitant word, every letter tucked into a drawer feels loaded with meaning. And as fans know, in Hope Valley, the quiet moments often end up being the most life-changing. By the time the final episodes of the season arrive, it's clear that Hope Valley will not be the same place it was when the year began. Friendships will be tested, romances will be deepened or broken, and the town's very identity may evolve. But no matter how the story shifts, one truth remains. Hope Valley has a way of holding on to its people, in heart if not always in geography. Whether they stay, leave, or return after years away, the bonds formed here are unshakable, and that's exactly why fans keep coming back. It's not just about who ends up with whom or which business survives. It's about watching people navigate life with grace, courage, and a willingness to help each other through the hardest days. In a world that can feel uncertain, Hope Valley offers a reminder that even in small towns, the stories are big, the stakes are real. And the heart always leads the way. As the season continues, keep your eyes open, not just for the obvious turning points, but for the small details, the fleeting expressions, and the words left unspoken. In When Calls the Heart, it's often what's not said that tells the most powerful story of all.